Art is everywhere, but artists are a little harder to spot. In fact, some people don't even know that they're artists until the pull to create is so strong that they just can't ignore it, or until someone smart points it out to them. I'm interested in the artistic journey because I have always dreamed of being a painter, and I'm excellent at finding reasons why I can't. So today, we're going to meet two incredible artists who are going to convince us all to just go for it, whatever it is. Alyssa Doggett is a painter whose self-propelled journey is filled with magical twists. Alyssa always knew that she wanted to be a professional artist, but unlike the lucky students that get to go to art school and hang out around here, she found herself on a much more conventional career path that was stressing her out. Alyssa, do you still pinch yourself that you get to shop for art supplies for your job now?
It's like a child in a candy shop, absolutely. Like, I always come out with more than I'm intending to go in with.
Tell me how you went from being stressed out in the world of banking, right?
Yeah.
To an artist, a full-blown professional artist.
I was at my annual appointment with my chakra lady, I like to call her. And through clearing my chakras and everything that came up with my stress, it came out that I should be having a creative outlet. And that led me to painting. I'd always loved art, but I have never delved into painting at this point. This was 10-ish years ago now.
So how much talking goes on during a chakra clearing appointment? I've never had one, so I'm very interested.
A decent amount, apparently. So
enough to change your life.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the talk about stress and what to do, not wanting to go back to the bank, wanting to be available to my children, led to me doing a painting for her. And when she saw the painting, she's like, "Oh my God, you have to be an artist. What the heck are you talking? Like, this is it." So I started with pet portraits, actually. That's what people were really interested in. They love their pets. And then over the years,
yes, I love my pet, and yes, I want a pet portrait now.
Yes, and then as time went on, I switched to gouache, which is like a thicker watercolors. And then after that, I switched to acrylics and landscapes, and I hated them at first. They were very hard, and now I love them.
And do you still get that same feeling from painting that you got when you started out that tipped you off to, this is what I have to do?
Yeah, very much. It was therapy for me, and like it de-stresses me and calms me and grounds me. And yeah, absolutely. Every day when I'm painting, it's a mixture of excitement, like starting a new painting and finishing a painting, but also like it's my happy place.
Do you think it works for everybody?
No. I wish it did.
I really needed her to say yes. No.
I wish it did. I've had so many people tell me, like, I can't paint, I can't even draw a stick person. I'm like, you can do it. Like, my work did not look like it back then. It did not look how it does now. That's me constantly working on myself and practicing.
Can we grab some supplies and maybe you take me to where you get your inspiration and we'll just, see what happens.
Yeah.
No expectations. Ooh, okay. This is some fun stuff. Ooh.
I don't think we're going to need those today.
Even though they're acrylic? No.
It's a landscape, sorry.
Oh, you're already getting inspiration? So what are you looking for when you come down here?
I am, drawn to the water and the reflections, and if I see sailboats, and it could be anything. Could be fog, could be a sunset. It's just if it catches my eye and something I haven't painted or I want to paint, then anything goes.
You're just free and easy?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I like the way the sun is kind of twinkling over there. Is that a good one to take?
Yes, definitely.
All right. I have to admit, it's hard for me to picture like going from this to a painting on a wall. But you see it?
I do, yes. I'll take the photo and then sometimes I'll play around that with the photo for the dimensions and make it more appealing. Like, you know, if I took this but it wasn't quite centered, I'd want to move things around a little to make it more visually appealing for a painting.
Okay, so you're seeing the painting in your mind's eye and the photo is just more of a reference.
Yes.
Do you get clients who are really specific about what they want, or do they just give you free rein?
I've had both. I lean towards the ones that are kind of in between because I do worry if I'm too free rein that they still could come out the other side being not as free rein as they think they are. Yeah, if they can kind of tell me what they're looking for, if they send me their reference photo, but they want a slight change, then we work together to make that come to life.
And how long does it take for you to go from like a photo here that maybe you're doing for a client to a finished painting that gets sent out?
Well, it depends on how big it is and how detailed it is. Usually my paintings can take anywhere between a couple of days to a week or more. And then I have to varnish it after and pack it up and ship it out. So it's usually a week to 2 weeks process.
Okay, that's a quick turnaround for an artist.
Well,
that's not what I thought you were going to say 2 years.
Well, I forgot to mention my wait list. So add on a couple months to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, where else would you like to go and check out?
We could head down here.
All right.
Yeah.
I am ready. We're here in Alyssa's studio, and Alyssa, you're going to show me an exercise to help me loosen up and make me feel like I can do this. Yeah?
Yeah, we just need to dive right in and get going.
Okay. What does that mean?
For me, that usually means starting with an underpainting. So pick a color that you want to be underneath and showing through and brighten up the painting or cool it down depending on what you're looking for, and then just choose where you want to start.
Okay. All right, I have the background all painted one color. What's next?
So next I would go in and loosely sketch where the main points of the painting are. So that's going to be the island and the boardwalk.
Okay.
That you see there, yeah.
And you would do that in what color?
Any color you want, but I usually just go slightly darker than what I was working with.
Okay. So I'm liking that I can't actually see what you're doing. But when you're doing a painting like this, how long is it, like generally, until you're feeling good about it and you're like, yep, this is going to work?
No, that was something I struggled with for a while, that I would get like stressed out while painting and wonder like, am I always going to feel this way?
Yeah, because that's not what it's supposed to feel like, right?
Right, exactly. And, you know, I would hope that the longer I do it, the more comfortable I get with it and I can see that I can figure it out, that it would go away. And that is the case. I've just learned to really love the process, and I understand that each part that I'm laying down, whether it's ugly or not, it still is going to lead to the next part of the painting, and which will eventually lead me to the outcome that I want.
So you were talking about your social media and how that's connected you with other local artists and stuff too. How important is social media in your business?
Social media has been huge.
Everything?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where my customers mostly reach out to me, is through messages if they want to book commissions. Other times they will email, but they usually find my email from my social media. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really been huge. And my website traffic usually comes from Instagram or Facebook. So without it, I definitely, my name would not be as out there as it is right now.
And was that a challenge for you in the beginning when you're like, but I want to paint?
I first made my Instagram account. It actually took me, I think, 3 months to start posting because I was just so nervous to post my work and think like, what are people going to think of my work? And Just all of that, self-imposter syndrome that goes along with being an artist. And I've talked to other artists, and they have all agreed that they get that often.
They feel the same.
Even ones that have been doing it for years, they still have their moments where they're like, this sucks. Like, what is this piece that I put out? But again, with the art community, that's been super helpful, because my friends and I will actually, a lot of friends I've made on Instagram that I've met in real life from around here, we'll message each other and be like, do you think this is finished? Should I do this? Should I do that? And we'll offer each other advice.
Oh, wow. So you even use it as a way of like chatting through problems and stuff? Okay,
yeah, definitely.
Really cool. So if the social media stuff is necessary to be an artist, it sounds like something that you should also share with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm quite ready for that. I would love to, maybe we could make a reel together. Looking. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Ta-da! Let me see. Oh,
I love it.
okay, that's a real painting.
So is yours.
Thank you. I mean, I tried, but wow, I can't believe you did that in that much time.
Well, same with you.
Incredible.
It looks amazing.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you.
I am pretty happy with it.
You should be.
That was fun. Jim Morrow is an artist who has forged an extraordinary career doing something super specialized. He's a puppet master and brilliant at making objects come alive for audiences around the world. Mermaid Theatre is the place that Jim and his puppets have called home for 45 years. It's from here that he educates, entertains, and inspires others to dance to the beat of their own drums. I would like to get the terminology down here, Jim. What is the title of your job?
Principally, I guess I'm known as the artistic director of the company.
Okay.
But I also function as a playmaker, a storybook adapter, a puppeteer, a puppet educator, a mentor. So there's multiple things that we all do here. What I love about Mermaid is that there's little ego in terms of we all do everything. Mm-hmm. We wash the floors, we clean the toilets, we take the garbage out. We're a collection of humans who've come together and for the purpose of creating work for little children, and both on TV and in what I call the analog world, live theater. And we're dedicated to it.
You have a really boring office, though,
yeah.
I have to say. It doesn't make you smile at all.
This is what we call our production studio, our Deb McLean production studio, named after the former production manager. And this is kind of a magical space, really, because this is where once the idea for the show has been conceived and the storyboarding has happened, this is the room where carvers come. People come and they take material and start to construct these objects in their basic form. Some call them dolls, some call them puppets, but they're really not a puppet until someone picks them up and uses them and activates them and gives them life.
So were you born a natural?
No.
How do you get from Jim?
It's actually a ridiculous journey. So growing up in Newfoundland, hitting a ball was my thing, and I loved it. And I came to Acadia in '74 to study sports. And while I was standing in the lineup at the dining hall, 2 or 3 of my friends accosted me and said, "You have to audition for a play," because they were all thespians. They were people who had enrolled in the theater program. And I said, that's not something I want to do. So they insisted, and I said, all right, okay. So I went and auditioned. I got a small part in 2 plays, and I realized not that I like performing. I love that culture. I love those people. I said, this is a cool world. And then when I left Acadia in '78, Mermaid Theatre, which had been creating work since '72, this was now '78, so 6 years later, hired me as a performer. someone who would tour with my friends to places for and perform for children. And what we weren't performing conventional work like Shakespeare or what I call talkie plays. We were performing plays using objects. And so my introduction to puppetry started in '78 when I came to work with Mermaid, and they gave me an object to animate. And an opportunity came to go to Charleville-Mézières in northern France to study with the famous Jim Henson. And Jim Henson was...
That is, I'm sorry, that's amazing.
You're going to stop me there, right?
I'm not going to stop you. I want to hear all about it.
You love the Muppets, don't you? It's amazing. Yeah. Jim was an incredible human. So I got to hang with him for a month, and he taught 20 of us from around the world how to move your hand and give life to what he would call, well, mouth puppets. Muppet simply means mouth puppet. So
okay.
So we gave life to mouth puppets, and because of that workshop, I came back and went, okay, I guess this is what I've been meant to do. It's kind of sad, really, when you look around, because they have such potential, but their potential is done, and they now are shelf objects. You know, we're amazing though.
On that sad, terrible note, could we possibly bring one of them back to life just for
Well, I won't.
a special moment?
But you will. So we found this one. I thought you'd like to maybe learn how to animate this object. This is Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Yeah, Anna's from a storybook called Anna's Pet, written by Joyce Barkhouse and Margaret Atwood. And we adapted that book many, many years ago maybe in the mid-'80s. But anyway, Anna's been around for a long time. But she's very expressive for an object that has no mouth to speak of. It doesn't have the mouth that moves. It simply has eyes. You know, it can look around. It can see things. It can gesture. You know, it can feel. You know, it can feel happy or it can feel... Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know.
But it really is a bit of magic there.
It's a little bit of magic. And she's very simple. She has a head. She has a hand. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
She already looks alive. Oh my gosh.
She is alive. So she has hands and she has a body and she has little feet that move. See? So our job is to try to figure out how to get Anna from here to there. So that's what I'm going to try to teach you.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to do that, you have to hold a handle. You have to find a weight so she's not floating or she's not collapsing. There's a nice place where her feet just sort of sit on the table, like that. The simple walk is you get the rock going and you move her through space like this. That's what you do with the rock.
Okay.
However, you try to hit the feet in such a way so that they swing like this. See? See that?
Yep.
So you got the rocking and the swinging. So you got this going along with this.
Okay.
See that?
Yep. I feel like I have to ask her permission.
Okay.
To,
Ask her
to
permission.
hold the back of her head.
Yes, you may.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to put this hand here. You're going to balance it there.
Okay.
And this is what you're going to help swing like that. Okay?
All right, so this is
Just
where
start by trying to get 1 foot to go forward. 1 foot at a time. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh.
Boom. There it is. It's coming.
She's
No,
kinda
it's coming.
stomping away.
It's coming.
She's not very happy with my performance so far.
Hey, you're just beginning.
Mermaid Theatre is a global force in the world of puppetry. The theatre has become the place to learn the art of puppeteering. In fact, each year people from all over the world come to Windsor, Nova Scotia to learn how to make puppets as well as to perform as puppeteers.
Yeah. What's happening in here?
Okay. Well, this is our theater loft, our artist loft, and so this is where we come to work with other people who are creating their own shows. But in this particular case, we have 8 individuals from different parts of the world who have come to Mermaid to learn how to perform with objects. So Struan and I are teaching them downstairs on the stage how to do that. Part of that, we've asked them all to fashion or create puppets using found objects. So we brought bags of recycled materials in, They've all gone through the recycled materials, chosen the items that they think would work best.
Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and it's all different. So it all comes from their imagination, and they're allowing the objects to speak to them as opposed to coming in with a preconceived idea. And so that's what they're doing right now. They're making their puppet. We'll take these objects, these puppets, down on stage, and over the next 4 or 5 or 6 days, we'll find time to teach them how best to use their objects in devised scene work that they will create themselves, and we will help them move the objects through space and tell stories. Yeah. Hi, Ryan. Well, this is Ryan. Ryan's come from Vancouver to be with us for the 2 weeks.
All the way from Vancouver.
All the way.
Wow. So what got you on the plane?
I have someone close to me who did the program last year and spoke very highly of it, so...
And have you been having an amazing, fun-filled time?
Yeah, it's been very educational.
Is it very strict? Like, are you working from
Yeah.
like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or even longer every day?
No, but it feels...
It feels like
there's
it.
Yeah, it's
a lot of information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a full 5, 6, 7, 8 hours for sure.
Wow. And all different things every day?
Different puppets that we're working with every day. We started constructing these yesterday and are continuing on today. Yeah.
So that started out, you can see there's a bottle on the bottom, Coke bottle, looks like. And what was the top made from? Remember what
A
that
milk
was?
jug.
Nice. And I'm getting kind of chick or duckling vibes.
We don't know
but
yet.
not yet. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not defining it yet.
But you can see this here is perfect because it has a built-in handle.
And your puppet is calling me with its. I'm sure it's so funky. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Is he alive already?
It's already got personality. I'm Zoe.
Jacqueline, hello.
Nice to meet you. Where are you coming from?
Well, I'm actually from Switzerland, from Zurich. So I had a bit of a trip coming here.
So you traveled all the way from Zurich?
I did.
How did you find out about it?
Well, I actually met Jim in 2016 at a puppetry festival in Tolosa, and he told me about this place. And it took me 8 years to come here, but I always thought I wanted to come here one day, and now I've actually managed.
Were you into puppetry before?
I am actually, yes. I've been for 20 years, so
20
bit of a
years?
seasoned puppeteer. Yeah, I was actually training as a theater director, and I was working as a director's assistant at a theater, and a guy came in and he did like a show that was half acting, half puppetry. And I saw the puppetry and I was just blown away, mesmerized. And I really thought, this is what I want to do.
Never look back?
We'll never look back, I don't think.
That's all.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
What's your next stop after the Mermaid?
Well, I'm going to go back. I mean, I have a company. I work at a puppet theater. And I've been really wanting to get away from everything I do, like every day. Because I've been doing it for 20 years. It's becoming like a bit ordinary.
You needed a different puppet scene.
I know, everything's
right?
new.
So boring.
Nobody knows me. It's wonderful. I can just, start over.
Nice.
And I've been enjoying it so much.
That's
It's been
awesome.
wonderful. Yeah.
Ooh, and who we got here?
I am Shannon.
Oh, and you're Shannon. I was like, oh, who's this puppet?
It's going to be a hand puppet when it's done. And so this will need to get cut back, and then my fingers will go in here. And the arms will be, these two fingers will be one arm, this finger will be another arm.
Little arms down there.
Well, it's gonna be like up here, because I gotta cut this off, and then.
And
So-
where have you come from for this?
Phoenix, Arizona.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is.
Yes,
Very
they're now in our
international.
winter.
Yeah. And what has been your inspiration for signing up for this?
Well, I was involved in a place called Puppet Works in Phoenix, or suburb of Phoenix, and it closed during COVID. And I was talking to the artistic director about that, and I said, I want to learn more about puppets. He goes, well, then you have to go to Nova Scotia. And I said, Nova Scotia? Isn't there any place a little closer? And he's just like, well, yeah, but that's where you should go. And I went home and I told my husband, hey, there's this puppet workshop in Nova Scotia. Oh, when you going?
Seriously? That's amazing.
He was right behind it. So,
Wow.
So I signed up, and here I am.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And what's the plan for when you go home?
For when I go home, I'm trying to bring the puppet theater back. I had talked to the artistic director. He goes, I don't have the bandwidth The person who used to run it is gone. And I said, well, maybe if I knew more. And that's how this all came up.
And now you've got the
And
skills.
so I'm working on growing skills
That's awesome.
and then hopefully be able to
Yeah.
talk him into bringing Puppet Works back.
Spreading the puppet love.
Yeah.
If you're out there dreaming of doing something so out of the ordinary with your life that there's no roadmap, take directions from Jim. See how far that wacky idea can take you. Right, Zoe? Exactly. After all, Jim and Alyssa are living proof that artist isn't just a job description, it's a lifestyle.